Hey, everybody, and welcome to this week's Tuesday Leadership Tip. Today, I want to share something with you that I've had some conversations about in the last week or two with multiple different managers, where we were talking about having effective one-on-one coaching sessions with your team. And if you remember the importance of these, last year I was talking about how Dr. Henry Cloud, when he came to one of my conferences, and he was talking about how there was this insurance company where there was this top sales manager who was just crushing it and just had unbelievable numbers. And he went and he visited with this sales manager to see what he was doing to give him such success. And what he found, one of this sales manager's strategies was this sales manager was meeting with his people on a weekly basis. And so what I wanted to do is share a methodology that I have found works really well in having these conversations with your team. So, it's like a four-step process. And when you have this conversation with the salesperson or with your service advisor or whoever it is on your team that you're overseeing, they're going to come into the meeting, they're going to be a little apprehensive, they're going to be a little guarded, keeping things close to the chest, and you want to try to get a rich conversation going. So starting with, hey, what's going well, right? Asking them, what do you think you're strong with right now? What is clicking? What's a win you had recently? Tell me some stuff that's, in your mind, keys to your success, and let them share with you some things that they're strong with. And then try to have one or two in your back pocket. So after they're done, you agree with them, you say, yes, I'm seeing that, that's great, and here's one more. Doing that is going to let them know that this is a conversation that is in their best interest and that you're really genuine in wanting to see them succeed. So it sets the tone for the next question, which is, where do you want to improve? Where do you want to get better? Where are you struggling? And then when you get into that, if you set the first part up really well, you're going to find odds are they're going to share exactly what's frustrating you. They're going to say what's on your mind. They're going to say, you know what? I got to get better here, or I got to get better there. And the best part, it's them telling you where they need to improve as opposed to you having to tell them, this is where I need you to get better. Now, if they don't share that one or two things that's on your mind, well, then go ahead and share with them and say, I've got one more. I think that you could stand to get a little bit better here, or you could stand to get a little tighter over there. Get agreement with them. Make sure they say, yeah, you're right, I need to. But hopefully, if you've set the first part up right, the second part, they're going to share exactly what you need. And so then the next question is, this is part 3, okay, what are some ways you think you can improve in that area? What are some things you can do differently? More, different, better, less? What are some things you're going to focus on to improve? And then hopefully they'll have some ideas. But if they're struggling, you can give them some coaching. Say, you know what, I think this would help, or I think that would help. But try to pull it out of them first and have them articulate it. And then part 4 is very simple. What do you need from me? And this is where it's kind of funny, because a lot of times you'll find they're going to say, just, kick me in the butt, get me on track. If you see me slacking off, come down on me. And then the great part is you can do that, and it's what they asked for. But they might have some other things. They might say, I feel like I'm not getting support here, or I need more over there. And if again, the first part of the conversation has gone well, they'll be more apt to open up about what's truly holding them back. And they might say some stuff that surprises you. They had no idea that they needed this or that from you. And so you go through those 4 steps. Where are things going well? Where are you struggling? Where do you want to get better? How are you going to do that? And what do you need from me? Then odds are you're going to see improvements in those areas. And this is where things get really critical. You're going to have a small window here that you want to capitalize on where performance is going to go up. And what you need to do in this time frame is you need to catch them doing things right. You need to make sure you recognize them for those efforts. A lot of times managers will be like, okay, it's done. They've improved. Move on. I'll move to the next fire to put out. I'll move to the next thing. No, you can't do that. You got to make sure that you're acknowledging it. Hey, I'm seeing you doing great here. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. It lets them know this is still important. I'm keeping an eye on it. I'm watching it, but you're doing it in a positive way. And the worst thing that can happen is if you don't recognize them for doing things right. And eventually, and if you don't recognize them, what's going to happen? The performance is going to slowly go back to where it was before. And then you have to revisit it and you have to re-bring it up and say, hey, I need you to refocus. I need you to get better. And unfortunately, when you do that without the recognition, you become the bad guy. Then they're saying to you, you know what? They're thinking in their head, I was doing things perfectly and not a peep. Didn't say anything. But the moment I make one little mistake again, they're all over me. And then they're mad at you. And they're not even listening to you. So when that performance goes up, capitalize on it, recognize them for it, tell them to keep it up, challenge them to continue to do it, and it will keep that ball afloat, keep them performing at that higher level as long as they know it's still important to you and you care that you've seen this improvement. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out and strategize with me. As always, take care and have a great week.